All the rulers of antiquity did not particularly reckon with human losses in military conflicts. The only ones who should have been 100% safe were themselves. That is why they were always accompanied and guarded by the best detachments and units. The most famous elite guard unit was the Sacred Detachment from Thebes, which had 300 people in its unit. They were a kind of personal bodyguards who watched the life of the Tsar around the clock. The ancient era loved various mysticism, and the number 300 also belonged there. The popularity of this army can be explained by the fact that a mystical number played a role and the fact that all the guards were of non-traditional sexual orientation. The most famous battle for the Sacred Detachment from Thebes was the one with the troops of the Macedonian Basileus Philippou, who was extremely surprised by their bravery and willingness to sacrifice themselves for their king. The Spartans also got the brunt, when 300 Thebans defeated a detachment of 1,000 Spartan soldiers. It was after this that Sparta decided to create its elite unit in the person of the hippies, in the form of a group of 300 horsemen who were guarding the Tsar. Only noble citizens who could pay for the maintenance of their horses were taken to serve as hippies. When the real military battles began, the hippies went into battle on foot, as was customary among the Greeks. The Macedonian army also had an elite in its composition, 300 horsemen. A little later, this number grew to 400. The detachment was called agema. They participated in battles on horseback. When they were on military campaigns, they were guarding the Tsar. The Carthaginians also had their own sacred detachment of 1,000 soldiers. It consisted only of local citizens, although the main army consisted of almost 100% mercenaries. Only wealthy people who could buy expensive weapons and equipment for themselves could get into the elite army. Among the Persians, the elite was called immortals. Their number, regardless of losses, should have been 10,000 soldiers. This unit could perform a wide variety of combat missions. These warriors could guard their Tsar, be special forces, intelligence, or the main striking force. Byzantium inherited from ancient Rome to recruit selected detachments among many soldiers and called them guard units. The rulers of the country tried to take soldiers from other states into such units so that they could not take part in conspiracies. They received titles at the royal court, but could not establish family ties. Now the Byzantine elite has received a name like the Scandinavian Guard. Service in such troops was considered honorable. Harold the Stern passed through it and was even wounded in the throat by an arrow. Later the Ottomans, who captured Byzantium, realized the advantages of mercenaries and began to create their own detachments of soldiers from the outside.